Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Good Boxing Podcast with your host, Josh Sias, and my special co host, Luna. This is my little Pomsky. She is being a little annoying this morning, so I figured, why not? All right, you're going to go down? Okay, so the episode today, Too Much Too Soon, the story of Josue Vargas versus Jose Zepeda. I was really excited about this fight. I thought this fight was going to be good. And initially, when it got signed, I thought Jose Zepeda was going to blow him out. I made a prediction video on the YouTube channel. If you're not following, make sure you hit that like button, hit that notification, and follow. I make predictions about fights that are coming up. Josue Vargas had been on constant undercards, and he seemed to be like a pretty good prospect. However, every time he seemed to fight a better opponent, you saw him struggle. You didn't see anything new. You saw basically someone doing the same moves over and over, and look, it worked. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the kid is a scrub. He's not. However, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. He got the step up fight. He saw that, hey, I spar with Teofimo Lopez. I've sparred with Mikey Garcia. I've sparred with all these guys. But sparring and fighting are two different things. And I think Avni Yildirim learned the hard way. I think Josue Vargas learned the hard way. And various other fighters have learned the hard way. For every Teofimo Lopez that, shocks the world, goes out there with limited experience, there is a Josue Vargas. You have Zab Judah, who got destroyed. You had Eric Lubin, who very known in the boxing circuit, spar some of the best people in the world, did great. Then he stepped up to Charlo, and you saw what happened. So I think this just was a culmination of bad things, bad timing. You had an opponent that, in Josue Vargas, that got a little too excited, got a little too caught up in the antics and the shenanigans versus actually being ready. And, there's a reason why these fighters get carried along. Like, promoters know what they got. They speak to the coaches. You see people in the gym. You get the real deal on these opponents. And truthfully, Josue Vargas, I think he'll be okay because he is young, but some of the antics that happened just made it such a bad loss on his part. Will he come back? Probably. I mean, Eric Lubin came back and he learned the hard way. He got knocked out in the first round versus Charlo, or I think it was first or second, but he got devastatingly knocked out. So, I mean, Jose Zepeda is a guy that it's not good, but needs to be backed into the corner, needs to be all in order to really show up. And boy, did he show up, because that overhand left he hit him with is just a remarkable clip. Wow. And Josue Vargas, you saw the inexperience. People got to realize you may not be ready for the top of the top. You think you're ready, but you're not. I say this a lot. Like, people think, hey, I've been boxing for a while, I want to fight, or hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you got to realize, you may not be ready, and you have to listen to the people around you. I don't know who in Josue's camp thought this was a good idea. Is it all upside? Yeah. I don't know how the odds makers thought this was going to be a close fight. I mean, they even had Josue Vargas a favorite. I'm just flabbergasted. I think they just set this kid up for failure, and he started to believe in his own hype. Yeah, Zepeda struggled against Hank Lundy in spots, but Hank Lundy went out there to survive. He really didn't risk anything. He didn't really try to win the fight. He switches. He does a lot of things that Josue doesn't. And Josue doesn't hit hard. Hammering Hank Lundy does. So that's the difference. And look, the same thing goes for other people out there. I know a lot of people are high on Jaron Ennis and they want him to fight. Who also had a fantastic KO, in my opinion. Really good knockout. Kid is so talented. I'm very high on Jaron Ennis, but this is why you don't just jump to a Errol Spence or just jump to a Terrence Crawford, because we still have to see him with better guys. A lot of the stuff that may work on, the Delormes of the world, who I used to see at Mendez all the time and in New York City and see him spar. I've seen him fight. And is he a solid opponent? Yes, he is. But he's not Errol Spence. He's not Terrence Crawford. So who knows? And I would love to see it. The fan in me says, like, hey, throw him in there. But nothing would be worse to me if Ennis gets thrown out there, loses in devastating fashion because they just moved them too quickly. And you just got to move these guys quickly. Same thing goes for Connor Ben. Same thing goes for who was another prospect that this is on the tip of my tongue. Even Amir Khan, when he stepped up to fight Bradis Prescott, you know, people knew he was chinny, but you put him in there with someone he's just not ready for, and he gets knocked out. I mean, Canelo knocking out Khan ruined his career. Kell Brook never was the same when he stepped up. Oh, I'll fight Triple G. You see how that goes. So you never know how someone's going to actually recover when they step up to something that they may not be able to handle. And look, there's another test happening this weekend. You got Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez. Caleb has never fought someone of Canelo's caliber, and we don't know how that's going to go. If Caleb wins, his life completely changes. If he loses, what happens? So let these fighters develop and realize it takes time to develop your skills. So that's kind of what I got to say. Too much too soon. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Josue Vargas can recover? I personally think Josue Vargas, he's never going to be the same after this one. This is one of those, in my opinion, devastating KOs. You could say, oh, he's holding it, but every time he goes up to the next level and gets caught by someone who can actually punch at the world championship level, like Jose Zepeda, who's beaten Jose Ramirez, in my opinion, and beat Baranchik and has been in there with great guys. And I think Zepeda could actually give Josh Taylor some issues too. So we get to see. Let me know what you guys think. Be well. Follow on Instagram. Prediction video for Canelo versus Plant coming out tomorrow or today. Voice is a little shot.